After a night out in the desert, spirits still high on the restart line. Dakar! While for some it was idyllic rally raid conditions, for a SSV title contender, the dream blew up. In truth, it was the engine of Sarah Price that forced her to abandon. Partner Ricky Brabeck fights on, while Price and Sean Berryman continue under the Dakar experience. Roger Grovels knows what it is to fail to finish. 2 times he hasn't made it to the finishing line. The Dutchman showing great poise, 20th overall. It was 4th in 2023, a much harder one for Jeremias Gonzalez Ferrioli. After a strong start, the second day of the chrono saw a poor day for the Can-Am factory team. The Argentine 11th, and teammate Chaleco Lopez 13th. Both are nearly 3 hours from the leaders. Well, a returning Tuareg winner, but Manuel Andújar unable to return on his beloved quad, but showing his champion abilities. The second best performing Can-Am, the Argentine put it down to the engineers who set him up for success. The truth is, the 48 hours were quite tough, but to arrive here speaks very well of the car's crew, so we're delighted. Florent Vaissad and Nicolas Rey haven't been competing all year. That's not been an issue in the powerful and so far peerless Polaris. Early days, but high hopes for their overall podium ambitions. Yet no Seb Loeb racing 1-2-3 due to a breakout performance from the rookie car of Old Friends Rally Team. Despite little June experience, Alexandre Pinto, with Bernardo Oliveira by his side, produced a stunning third-place finish. A winner of the chrono 12 months ago, Xavier de Sutre once again was smiling from start to finish. In a vehicle that currently looks unstoppable, the unflappable Frenchman was neck and neck with teammate Brock Hager. A 3-minute speeding penalty failed to dampen another great day out for the team. But in the end, it was the young rookie American who continues to blaze a trail in the SSV T4 category, finishing 7 minutes ahead of his team leader, taking to the Dakar like a duck to water.
The Polaris Razor is phenomenal. You know, this is the same car we race in America, around Baja pretty much, so we've proven it there. Xavier showed up last year here to Dakar, and you know, we're proving that they're very capable and very strong cars.
Polaris locking out the top 2 positions, although Pinto with an unforgettable performance in 3rd. Manuel Andújar taking 5th. Overall, it is the Polarises dominating, but de Sutre with just over 5 minutes over his teammate Hager.
Dakar 87. The victory was a bonus, because the real victory was that I was back in life. When I went to Dakar, you must remember that it was my comeback event after my nearly fatal accident a year and a half earlier in Argentina. So for me, it was first of all, when I stood at the start line of Dakar in 87 in January, I had to really pinch myself. Am I here? Am I still alive? Am I back in this sport I love, which is my life?
In 87, rally star Ari Vatanen made his Dakar debut.
People warned me about it. You know, Ari, you must be careful. You know, it's so many traps waiting for you, and it's very unpredictable, which is very true.
I don't think it was it was my fault. I mean, it was soft sand, and I should have realized that there is some bad bumps. It was a hard surface and then soft sand, and in soft sand you always get bad bumps.
And I wanted to show to people that I have learned something, that I can be wise and matured, and I drove slowly on the prologue, that my teammate Tseka Mehta overtook me in that little prologue, because I really drove like a grandman.
Well, Vatanen eventually found his speed, but first he had to recover from the psychological trauma of his crash.
My life had restarted after my very nearly fatal accident, and after the accident I was in a psychose. I had all kind of terrible fears. I mean, I saw no light in my life at all. I just saw black tunnel, not even the ray of light.
And yet, on his first appearance, the Finn won 3 stages and the title with Peugeot, who were making their debut as a factory team in Rally Raid.
So when I finally arrived to famous Lacrosse, and Rita was waiting, my wife was waiting for me there, I mean, it was unreal. It was unreal, the happiness, and bearing in mind that I come from literally from the Black Valley of Death, and there I was in the sunshine in Lacrosse, having won Dakar. I mean, I don't know. There are no words to describe how happy I was.
The majority of the 44 trucks at Dakar 2025 woke up in brake zone A this morning, having covered 431k in the first half of the chrono. Time for a few mechanical tweaks before setting off again. And how about this for a shot? Ben de Groot dropped 2.5 hours to Martin Matchik yesterday, and it was set to be another brutal day in the soft dunes. This is Teruhito Sugawara, who's been doing the Dakar without interruption since '99, following in the footsteps of his father Yoshimasa. The Japanese driver came 6th last year. He finished 6th in this 48-hour chrono, and you guessed it, he is currently in 6th place overall. It's been a bad few days though for Mitchell van den Brink, the overall leader after stage 1. The Dutchman had rear axle issues and lost around 45 minutes a day during the chrono. A lack of spare parts meant he could only make basic repairs.
Yeah, we lost a lot of time, 1 hour 20 minutes. But the Dakar is just beginning, just the second stage or the third stage, just how you want to see it. But I think we have enough time to fight back.
Well, Martin van den Brink finished a few minutes ahead of Mitchell on the chrono. His job is to provide his son with assistance, and they deliberately stopped in the same brake zone last night so Martin and his crew could help out with repairs. Vaidota Jala said he was absolutely exhausted after this one, much harder in a truck than in a car. Last night's military rations weren't quite enough to sustain him, but he survived the lumps and bumps to finish inside the top 3. In second was Aleš Lowprice, who described it as a beautiful couple of days despite the difficulty. He and his crew took a while to find one waypoint and they suffered one puncture, but they only dropped around 10 minutes and they are still very much in the fight. For the second year running, a victory in the chrono went to Martin Matchik, our new overall leader. But if you think that he had an easy time of it out there, think again.
We got stuck 3 times, so we couldn't climb the dunes because it was so soft, and we had to take care of the truck because I destroyed suspensions and spring as well. So yeah, lots of stuff, man, lots of stuff.
Matchik winning the chrono by 9 minutes 43 from Lowprice, with Sala at 18:52. Everybody else was at least an hour off the pace, with the Van den Brinks in 4th and 5th. Matchik leads the rally by just under 9 minutes, but Tatra's Martin Scholtis is now over 3 hours down.
The editions go by and the organisers have made the Dakar Classic more and more demanding, a fierce competition in the toughest terrain for the vintage vehicles of Rally Raid. And Stage 2 was a perfect example of that, with an almost impossible climb. I only have one engine, and it just doesn't have enough power. And the climb is so long. It's just too steep. It's so steep and the sand is super soft. We just go forward 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. It's the Dakar spirit. It's finding a way. I was going flat out. Even when you can't advance, there's always a solution. We'll do it ourselves. It's a question of pride. There's always a solution. It's called Classic, but I believe we weren't far from the maximum capacity of the car during a big part of the special. It really wasn't easy. We had planned to go safely today, and after all, we're going to have to check quite a few things at the Parc Fermé.
Okay, thank you.
We have to see what happens, but it's really fun. This race really gives us a lot of emotions. I really enjoy it.
The car is fine, they only have to check up, and then tomorrow another day.
Welcome to the Nimbot Segway Company. Come and explore our Segway electric off-road Moto X1000. This is a 100% electric powered model that will be going to 2025 Dakar Future Mission 1000. This is our Segway X1000 model. The main body is red and black, equipped with 14.5 kilowatt-hour water-cooled batteries and a 50 kilowatt motor, which outputs maximum 85 torque and 140 km/h top speed. We would like to go to the harshest environment in the world to have a test on its stability and to explore the limits of X1000.
It's a completely electric bike with 3 riding modes. There's an eco mode, another normal mode, and a sport mode. And this is a bike that weighs 240 kilos, so you have to be very, very careful when you're riding and avoid falling.
So we signed up for the 2025 Dakar Future Mission 1000 event, which we believe is a good platform and opportunity to improve and validate our product in order to bring a better product for our future users. Benjamin Pasquale, Yang Ji, and Zhujian Hao will represent our Segway team going to Dakar. They all have won championships in different competitions in the world, and they share the same brand values as Segway: fearless, exploring, and professional. So Segway chose them and thanked them for choosing us. For this year's Dakar Future Mission 1000, they all feel very excited, as well as quite some pressure. We have more than 50 people, 100% working on this project, and have been working for 10 months continuously. In the future, the Segway team will exist as a factory team for a long time. We will keep increasing our investments on research and resources and hope to participate in Dakar events every year.
Tomorrow, we leave Bisha behind. A 327-kilometer trip to Al Khenakia awaits. Compared to the almost 1,000 kilometers over the last 2 days, tomorrow's stage will provide a little respite. But there's no time to take it easy. No time to rest on your laurels. There are machines to be fixed ahead of another big push. Tomorrow, it's stage 3 of the 2025 Dakar Rally.